Welcome to the Canadiens Cafe podcast with your host Nick and my co-host Grant. Today we're going to talk about the slumping Canadiens. They're
Yeah,
back to
January
slumping.
hot, December hot, February not so hot right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
February's been kind of rough.
Yeah. Uh,
Understandable, understandable. You can't win them all.
well, yeah, it was they were always going to hit a wall. Jake Evans wasn't going to be able to produce the level he was producing.
Right.
Uh, you know who started during the slump was actually playing really well, but lately he's tailed off. Uri Slafkovsky, like he was
I knew you were
playing.
gonna say him. Yeah.
Yeah, you know me with my Slafkovsky
Yeah, I
situation.
mean I mean one day he's good, one day
It's an inconsistency thing, and I think I'm coming to a conclusion that it might just be a sophomore slump a
it's a
little bit.
process. It's a process. Our sample size is too small. If you're looking at a game by game, yeah, there might be a string of games where he plays well. There might be a string of games where he doesn't play as great. But overall, you like this is like we're small. It's a small sample size. You
I
have to
think I
look
think
back
last
at the
night
season.
he played a lot better against the Kings than he did against San Jose.
Yeah, yeah, and
Personally,
and
that's what I think.
I
I
agree
think
with that too. And like it's a short term. Like you can bounce back from a bad game right away on a back to back. You can do that.
Yeah.
So I really
And
feel
I
like
just
that
think
was his
like someone
case.
needs to sit him down. Like you even saw it. Like after he didn't take that shot, that may have looked to be like the probably the highlight of his night. Just everyone seeing like, oh, he's not taking the shot. And the truth is, he tried to make a play, but he should just shoot it. He's got such a
It's
great
hard to
shot.
do that
We
when
saw it last year.
it's hard to do that
Why
when
is it?
you're like you can be the shooter, but it's hard to do that when you look at the names on this roster and you're
But he
like, okay,
had
but
like
like
a good shot
I
chance,
know, yeah,
but he's afraid to shoot sometimes.
looks like it. It looks like it.
And
It's a learning process.
another player that was struggling or has been struggling this year was very similar to him. Quinton Byfield had a good night. And I guess it's like that for those guys. Like they'll have good nights, they'll have
Hot nights, yeah, hot nights and off nights for sure. And yeah, and LA normally does wake up when it comes to Montreal versus LA.
yeah.
They're normally they play very well. A lot of deflections, a lot of in front of the net tips.
Yeah, well then
And the puck is gonna go in the net at that place.
Kevin Fiala just shot everything. It was so easy for him in the third period.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do with rookie goalies. You have to do that.
I
So
don't know why he was left so open. Was it on the fourth or the fifth goal? At one point he
must
was
have been.
left so open, and then they leave him open the same way again.
Yeah, the whole defensive structure there. I mean, again, there were guys like that were there like as like because goalie is not playing.
I
Um,
I
you
do think a
know
back-to-back 10:30 start time for an Eastern Conference team is not ideal. And
that too.
I think that it was one of their worst third periods in the last little while there since like I'd
They
say
let that
probably
game
the
go.
Pittsburgh game, which was a
Yeah, they
different
they let that
situation
game go. Yeah,
altogether.
yeah,
It's just I think it kind of affected them just playing so late, back to back
yeah,
10:30s. I know it affected me watching. Oh my God, it
yeah.
was so late.
I was on and off. I was like in and out of the third period there.
Well, no,
Um,
third period, yeah. Well, especially last night's game was a little.
that's it. Yeah. But yeah, when the Kings are shooting 37 shots on you,
It's not
a lot of
easy,
them
and
are
a lot
no.
of people are saying Dobesh had a horrible game, but I don't think he played bad.
I don't think he had a horrible game.
He was
It's hard. The hardest shot to stop is deflections and tip-ins.
yeah. Well,
Like,
look at what happened with Did you see the Habs' first goal, Matheson's goal?
yeah, the helmet, yeah, or the back of Dowdy, I think it was, yeah,
Like chances of
literally,
that going in is like one in a million to see a goal.
right?
That was
Yeah,
crazy. It was
yeah,
just it was a night like that, and I'd say
yeah,
aside from like the Fiala goals, a lot of the goals were a little weird.
yeah.
Actually,
They
and
were.
my used goal was pretty nice too.
It
But
was
I'm saying
nice.
like
I
in
liked
terms
this.
of all the goals in general, I'd say the
Yeah,
only one you'd kind of expect is maybe the Fiala one and Mayu when you saw the shot. But what did you think of Mayu playing last night? He's not good defensively, I don't think.
he's not.
He's a pure offensive defenseman. It's hard to use that, but he got such a great shot. It's kind of
Yeah,
like,
so when you have Matheson and Hudson, and now you're adding Mayu to that mix, I mean, maybe you put him there to learn on. Well, I mean, Hudson, like he's
yeah,
not really learning; he already is.
he
So
can
maybe
do
maybe
that.
he's there
We
to kind
already
of
know
like,
what he can do. He was sent down to play defensively, and it's still not to par.
mm, yeah, yeah,
I know why they brought him up, him and Beck. Well, Beck, that's another one. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's
for
just
sure.
finish with Mayu right here. Uh,
Yeah.
Mayu, yeah, like he was just called up as a defenseman because he was already it was the All-Star game in California.
Oh, is that right? Okay, okay. Wow, he
Yes,
was already there.
but they missed
It's
out
true. It
on
was in
they
Coachella. It was
both
in
missed
Coachella.
out on the skills competition, the AHL, to sit as a healthy scratch on Saturday's or Sunday's game. That made no sense why they would sit as healthy scratches and not be in the skills competition. Monday, they got sent back down for the All-Star game. Beck scored 3 goals. And I think he was buzzing off that. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God. The the against San Jose inside the post. I thought it was in. I thought he got his first NHL goal. He's everywhere. He's hitting. He knows what to
And
do.
those are a lot of clips we saw of him before he was in our, not even like he was in our system for a while, but those were the clips that we were watching of him perform, and this is what we want him to do. So the fact that
I mean,
he's performing like that
18
right
years old.
now,
He almost made the Habs. He
right?
like he came into camp and he was ready for it. Like he was ready
Yeah,
to.
he want it shows he wants it for sure. Yeah,
And
I
like
can't. Yeah,
we sent him back down, but like when we needed an emergency call up, who was there for the emergency call up during that
literally.
COVID
So
outbreak on the team?
I feel like he's more of the structured call up more than Kandata right now. I feel like that's what the direction that they want. I feel
Yeah, like
nothing
Kandata is
against
a good
Kandata
call up too for like a fourth line.
for the fourth line,
I
exactly like
think
that. But
Beck, you're gonna try and give him more time.
yeah, Beck is more of like a full time Hab eventually, or even
Like
sooner rather than later. Yeah,
let's say they can't sign Evans. Let's say like Evans,
there's your plan B. There's your plan B right there.
it's okay. We've got him.
Yep,
And
yep.
I saw the way he played and he plays feisty. I would have liked to see him play a little bit on the PK though. He didn't get any PK
No,
time.
and maybe we'll get more of that eventually.
No, I think that's the next step for him. He needs to get on
Yeah.
the PK. It's part of the role they drafted him for. So you got to look. The Habs are probably going towards more of a. It might be a lost season now.
Yes,
They might
and the
still make the
only
playoffs if they
reason
have a good run, but without Gooley on defense, that takes a huge chunk. And you could see it wasn't just that one game
no, it wasn't.
like
And
against the Wild. It's
I feel
been
like
the
I don't know, I
defense
feel
is
like
not
they
the
don't
same.
want I feel like they don't want this team to make like I know it's weird to say like out loud, but I feel like they don't want this team to make the playoffs because and don't get me wrong, like they do want this team to make it, but they're looking at the pros and cons of
They want the
missing out.
steps. They're
They
not
want
ready
the
to make the playoffs.
steps. They're not. It'd be a really cool thing if they did, and I'd be super happy if they did. But the team isn't quite there yet. Now, again,
And
every team has a shot, but
the
this
main
team isn't there
forward is
yet.
still not here.
The
Main
main
forward
forward
comes
is
next
still
year.
not here. Yeah,
By the
exactly.
way, he got an assist today. He played third line minutes. He got an assist
Very
again.
nice.
He now owns the record for most points by an under 20 player
Oh, that's
in
wow.
KHL
That's
history.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's that good though.
Yeah. Yeah. We
He
want
finally
him.
getting the proper minutes, and he didn't do it in as he did it in more games than it took Kaprizov, who was also a
Yeah,
year older than him.
he was.
When he because it's the U20, it was his 1920 season.
Yeah.
This is Ivan's 18-19 season.
Right.
That's already impressive as it is. Then you look at the fact, okay, it took him one more game to hit the amount of points that Michkov did last season, but Michkov got a lot of minutes right from the start with Sochi because he was lent there.
Right.
And Michkov wasn't even gonna get any minutes in SKA last year, or SCA or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like they were able to lend him out. They can't lend out Demidov, but I think they would have done that if they could have. and
I
he
think they
probably
would
would
have
have
too.
ended up in Sochi as well. And who knows what he would have done there. But that team isn't very good. They're a last place team, but he would have gotten some
Right.
nice points. But now
Yeah.
he's getting the nice points, so what does it matter?
Right.
Yeah.
No, as long as he's doing his thing down there, and then when he comes over here, he's ready. But I can't wait. I really can't wait. I wish he was part of this team right now.
But yeah, but like for now, we have to deal with the struggle a bit from the first line. Last night, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Caulfield, like they were okay, but they weren't very.
No,
They
I mean
didn't.
Caulfield got an assist, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
and
like
now Suzuki for
nothing
the
too
first time
crazy.
in the season, or in maybe since like the third or fourth game of the season, is 2 points below a point per game. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
it
Suzuki is
is.
very, very consistent.
He is, and that's what I loved about him from the start.
Except he
Um,
struggled a little bit more during this California trip, but I feel like this trip felt rushed. The guys felt,
yeah, I mean, there's guys that are looking towards the Four Nation Face-Off tournament.
yeah,
It's also Super Bowl weekend, so like you're kind of nearing near that too.
that's,
And they're also looking maybe at the calendar for the back-to-back weekend games,
yeah,
which are at one
got it back
o'clock.
to back on for the Super Bowl like they do every year. It's
Exactly.
going to be against the Devils and the Lightning.
Tampa Bay, yeah, two tough competitors there.
I think the Habs could maybe steal a point. I
If
don't
they
know if
get
the
if they get one, I'll be happy. Yeah.
if they do get one, I think it's more likely against the Devils.
Mm.
I do think that Tampa's ready to surge now.
Yeah, and they've also been kind of falling down in the standings too, so they kind of want to win more as well. New
They
Jersey
kind of
right now.
well, so has New Jersey has been losing, but they haven't fallen into the in the
No,
standings
they're third right
only
now.
because the standings favored them so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, Tampa won their last game. Okay.
Yeah, no, Tampa, who'd they beat? Was it the Rangers? No, or Bruins?
I
Oh
feel
no,
like
sorry, that was
was
against Ottawa. They beat Ottawa.
yeah, they beat Ottawa. Yeah, that's right.
They're gonna be fighting for that third spot with
Yeah,
Ottawa.
yeah. And New Jersey played Pittsburgh, which they took them to the shootout. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of Pittsburgh,
yeah,
Crosby, he got hurt,
yeah. Upper body.
and it's not great for the Four Nations tournament.
No, it's not. It's unfortunate it
I
happened right now.
I don't know what's going on with that. I guess we'll know in the next couple days. I guess
Maybe
it'll have to be
yeah,
decided by the weekend, most likely,
yeah, yeah.
because there
Do
has not
they?
been an announcement. Did they get an announcement for Petrangelo's replacement yet? I haven't seen anything.
Wasn't it Tage or no? Did he make it? I'm not sure if Tage Thompson made that or
No,
not.
no, that's on the U.S., but
Oh,
that
okay.
could
Because I was hearing some things about him maybe being put on a reserve for
no,
U.S.
no, that's on reserve for the
No, I
U.S.
haven't heard anything about.
When do you
Okay,
a
I haven't heard anything for Canada for.
no, but we know that like Petrangelo is not going. And now I'm seeing things like I'm reading, yeah, is Drew Doughty the best fit or is it Mackenzie Weegar, for example? Both right-handed D. I think Drew Doughty would be a very interesting, even though he's at the end of his career,
I
maybe,
feel like maybe put on that Canada uniform one last time, maybe.
yeah, maybe you do that one last
Maybe
time. It's not, Drew Doughty can still do it though. It's not like it's a problem for him. And he
absolutely.
might be the best. The reason why it was like Petrangelo probably even made the team originally was for chemistry with like over necessarily a Drew Doughty. I mean, they're both veteran
Yeah,
presence, but why he made it was probably chemistry with Shea Theodore,
that
who's
could
a
be it.
puck moving D man.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah, because you have like team chemistry. That's
Yeah,
why that's what they like to do. We were also going to see a Nova Scotia line, of course,
yeah.
Martin.
Marchand, Crosby, and McKinnon.
Is that going to happen now? If he can get, if he's okay.
Do these tournaments have like game time decisions? I'm not
Um,
100% sure.
I'm sure like this tournament being four nations and it being in North America is a little easier than let's say it was like a tournament like a world championship where things need to be decided
Yeah,
right away. I'm sure like they
yeah,
could just like call like Dowdy or Uyghur and be like, "Yo, can you last minute?" I just hope
yeah.
they don't have
Yeah.
like specific plans that they need to cancel.
No, yeah. I mean, it helps that the tournament is only like a week. Like I know I say it's a week away, but it does. I mean, yeah, Crosby. I don't know. It depends how severe the injury is. It really
I
does.
I'd love to go see a game at the tournament, but I'm starting to think I'm gonna have to give up an arm and a leg.
The prices are already like that. Yeah, it's not going to be an easy way to get in there.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. We'll see how it goes there, but maybe like the Sweden Finland games might be like easier to get to, but
yeah. The
we'll see.
Saturday,
We'll
Sweden,
see.
Finland. I know like I'll be in Toronto the night of the US Finland game.
Which is the what Thursday? No,
Yeah, no, it would be I think it's the Wednesday.
right.
It
Yeah,
would
because
be
Canada Sweden opens up the tournaments. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
I might
Yeah, all this to say though, like yeah, the tournament is coming up, and players are thinking about it right now more than ever. But
yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's
I'm
normal to
sure
think
a lot
that
of players
when
who
you're
are
like
there are
less than
thinking about
5 games
that.
away from the tournament, yeah, when you're less than 5 games away from the tournament, players are thinking about that. So it is normal. Um, yeah, I hope they get 1 out of 2 on the weekend for the Habs.
Yeah,
And
so that's what I think the goal is for them. Maybe get one out of two at most. I don't think they'll get both, but it's also a situation where the Habs might be okay missing the playoffs. And I think
they
that
might
what
be,
I
they
think what
might
they're
be.
gonna do, I think the smart thing to do for the trade, if they're gonna trade Evans, they should trade Armia with him. Can you imagine the return you get for trading them together?
Yeah, you can get a lot for that. Well,
I think
for
that's the
what it
move.
is. Yeah.
Like
There's a team that has a lot of cap space, and I don't know what team it is. I feel like it's going to be Vancouver now that they got rid of JT Miller, but it depends if they're on
didn't they
like
bring?
their.
Well, yeah, I guess they got a lot of money. That was a good trade to make. I think for both
Yeah, it
sides,
was.
honestly.
It really was. Yeah, I really like that JT Miller move.
I think
Um,
it's gonna help the Rangers that need something like that.
yeah.
So in terms of cap space, let's look at let's look here with who's got the most. So like a team that has a lot of cap space that's like really in the playoff hunt is the Wild.
Hmm. Interesting. That is interesting.
But the team I was looking at that would have been nice to make it fit, but I don't think I guess they could, but we'd have to retain is the Devils. I could see
Mm,
the Devils taking both of them on. Like I don't know
yeah.
why. I can see them fitting there. But
Well, I mean, we've made deals with
contract
the Devils
in
before. We've
return.
had Tatar. We had what's his name, Kovacevic. We've made deals with them before.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Maybe we give them that. Maybe by some miracle they can give us someone like Dawson Mercer. I'd like Dawson Mercer
I feel like that might be a bit too much.
to get in return.
Yeah,
But we can maybe add around and make something work around that.
you could
He's not
you can
having the
start
best of season.
you can start the conversation, right? Like New Jersey, could you argue is in win now mode? I think they are,
Yeah,
right? They've had their
they
picks.
are.
They've grown a bit. I feel like they're in
He's
a win now
he's
mode.
not playing. He's not having the greatest season. I think he's on their third line. Let's check on daily faceoff here.
Yeah, New
Like
Jersey is also like they're doing very
that's the
well
type of
as
guy I
far as
could
I know.
see Montreal taking a chance on though. Like
They're 600.
I don't
Yeah,
know if you've also heard like rumors on the Dylan Cousins thing.
yeah, I've been hearing about that.
Like that's not somewhere you would trade Armia and Evans, but
I mean, Buffalo's not really that much
that
of a threat.
like that could be an interesting guy to get. I just don't love his
Yeah,
contract though.
no,
For the issue that he's having this year,
yeah,
it's scary.
yeah, and I feel like that's what like a lot of teams are kind of worried about too.
I think like the thing about the Habs is I think they're gonna do like more of a hockey trade. Like they're not
No,
gonna go
yeah, I
like
agree.
full on
I
tank. Like
oh
they'll
yeah,
do
no,
something more. Like they would trade like an Armia like Evans for something like a Dawson Mercer
I
if
don't
they
know. The Evans
can.
thing is tricky
You
because
know,
Evans gives you a
I'm looking
shot
at their
to.
line. Ugh, well, that
Yeah,
Heischer's out, but still, like this is not that great.
no, it's
Um,
I looked at it a few
it's
days
not as
ago.
great as I thought it was.
No,
Like you think,
and Buffalo, I feel like they're not a trade partner. I don't think. I mean, they could be, but very hard, very difficult to be.
like just to see here. Uh, wait, I hit the wrong thing, but I was trying to share my screen here
It's all good.
re regarding yeah, here, share. Like just to show here, it's not that great.
New
He's
Jersey.
like you got Justin. I could definitely see that they can use like a Jake Evans though
They definitely could use
for
roster player. I mean, Curtis Lazar is a roster
Justin
player, but like,
Dowling.
oh, you're talking about Buffalo. I'm looking at Buffalo's lineup. Yeah, no, there's only like maybe one roster looks pretty solid, apart from like their first line center. But again, that's because TH Thompson is not there. Um,
Yeah, no. On
they
roster
should
wise,
be
I think
doing better
like
than
I
what they
thought the
are.
offense for New Jersey was better than it is. But
Like, you have Hughes.
sorry, it's
All good.
sorry,
What
my
happened to
Zoom
me?
like froze. Okay, it's back. Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Yeah,
All right.
hi. Sorry about that, guys, for
All right.
listening.
There we
What
go.
had happened was basically, I guess it didn't like me trying to share my screen, and
All right. All
it,
good.
it just didn't like that. But you saw the lineup anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not
I pulled it
nice.
up.
It's not. They can use another
They could.
forward, so I
They
can
could.
see a Jake. I think he is because Jake Evans
He'd
going
be
to
a
play
good
for them.
playoff depth player for them. Like who do we expect New Jersey to play against? Because right now it looks like they're playing in the
They're going to be
division
playing Carolina,
Carolina, and they can
Carolina or
use
Washington.
jeez.
They need some
I
upgrades.
take either one. I take either one over New Jersey.
Exactly. No
Yeah,
matter what, I think
that's
they'll need some upgrades. Apparently, though, Washington has also asked about Jake
curious.
Evans.
That's
Beautiful lineup, though, offensively.
no
And I think
no
they can use a Jake Evans come playoff time. I think New
yeah
Jersey might be the best fit for
yeah
a Jake Evans and another
yeah.
team. Like,
It's very
and then
possible.
looking at Washington's situation, that's another team who we know is interested. But like, I'm wondering, like, if the Devils are the team
Yeah,
for
I
real,
mean,
straight
Kent
up.
Hughes and Jeff Gordon know that team very well. You know,
Yeah,
the
he knows that
Metropolitan
team very
Division.
well.
They do, and they have good
I'm looking
relationships over
at
there that they can talk over it. And
Washington. They don't need a Jake Evans or a Joel Armia as much as
was it what
Devils.
you heard? Was it Washington that inquired, or was it like Montreal that
They
was like
basically made
looking
an
into
offer
it?
that was rejected for a second round pick.
Hmm.
But I would rather I think New Jersey's more of a team that can use
Yeah, I
him.
think you can get better
And
than a
with
second
the
for
relationship they already
if
have,
you're getting both players. Then yeah, I think you can do better than a second. Line is exactly a month away, isn't it? March 7th, I think.
sorry, say that again.
I think trade deadline is like what exactly a month away, right? Like March
Yeah.
7th, I think is the date.
Yeah,
Yeah,
March
literally.
7th, I
So
think.
you're a month and a day.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
exactly a month away. There's still a little chunk of games because they'll be
yeah,
off for 2 weeks
yeah.
before then. But yeah, no, New Jersey seems to be the
Interesting.
team that
Very
would be the
intriguing.
number one.
Very intriguing. I'd be happy to see what we can get.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was wrong. No,
And
the 13th is a Thursday. So that
oh,
actually
it is a Thursday. Okay, so yeah,
yeah, that actually
at
adds up.
the Four Nations. Yes. All right then. And after this weekend, what do we got? We have, I think, is it? No, it's not right away. Is it? It's not Carolina, San Jose, is it? Right after the weekend? No, no, that's well
No,
away.
no,
So we have our Four Nations on the February 10th and all, not 10th, the 12th and 13th and all that. Once the tournament ends,
I
then
know
we
our first game back is against Ottawa. Yeah.
in Ottawa. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. On a Saturday. Very nice. That'll be a good matchup
Yeah, and
because
it was looking
Ottawa's
like it was going to be
competing.
more of a playoff fight about 2, 3 weeks ago. Not as much now, but that's okay. And then finally their first game against Carolina, which
Yeah,
that's going to be tough.
that one will be a good
Did
one.
you
I'm
know
probably
that
gonna.
Cole Caulfield in 6 career games against the Hurricanes has no points and is a -12?
Yeah,
He, it's the only team that he's never like done any damage against.
we'll see.
-12, 6 career games against.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
yeah.
I saw that and I still can't forget that stat.
I didn't even know that. Wow.
Because I looked it up a couple. like about a month ago. Who has he
right?
not put up points against?
Hard to say.
And
I would think one of the Western Conference teams because of just how often we play them.
well,
But
I think there is some Western Conference teams, but it really stood out. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna look again.
yeah, but
It
because
really stood
Carolina
out.
is
His stats versus Carolina really stood out. Yeah.
right.
And no, no, the only team is Carolina.
Wow.
Crazy to think, but like he at
Yeah.
least has like an assist against teams. Like against the Jets, he's got 6 career assists, no
Wow.
goals.
Was that first one in the 2021 playoff game there or playoff round?
I don't think they
It
count
might
that.
have
I
been.
think, but
Yeah, that might
he,
count as a playoff stat. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, maybe that might be it because there is 9 games, so they may have counted those games too.
Maybe. All right.
But I doubt it because I think he's played more. Because if that's the case, against Toronto is his most points,
Which makes sense because we play them most often.
but it, Caulfield has been very positive. It's been a positive.
For now, yeah, and it's let's hope it keeps it that way. And I feel like this is more of the player he is than not. And yeah,
He's a
he's
pure goal
really
scorer.
turning a page into a pure goal scorer. Yeah,
He's a 40 goal scorer. Now, Line though, he's just a power play guy. At this point, you're kind of to realize he is what he is. He's a power play guy.
he is, which is good. And I don't know, like I don't understand the whole punishing him for the like, well, punishing him, but like putting him on the third. I really, I don't know. I don't know.
I
I don't
get
feel like
it
it was.
because he wasn't doing anything, but I don't think he was the one that should be punished. He
Yeah,
is what
like
he
he
is.
is
Like
what he
you
is.
know
Like
what you're gonna get with him.
he's here for what? To score goals, no? Or he's here to what? To produce offense, no? Like,
Yeah.
all
And right
right.
now,
So
it's gone bone dry. It's bone dry for him.
it
But he
is,
is a
but
goal scorer, and they're streaky.
yes, and this is what I was worried about for Caulfield early in
And
his career. I was worried that he would be the same way, which
Caulfield, though,
he's
he
turning into
developed.
not.
They were able to find a way to develop more
They
to his game.
were, they
If he
were,
can
and
pass
that's
the puck,
worked. He
he
can.
can kind of be a little feisty. Like he has a little more to his game
Yeah,
than Line. It sucks
he
because
does.
Line is 6'5", 230 pounds.
I know, but we just said
But
it. He is who
anything
he
is gonna
is.
really improve.
But
Yeah,
I'm
and
not
you got to
complaining.
accept
I
it.
mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. I love that we have Liney on this team.
Yeah,
Like I
it's a
really do
special
because I
talent.
really do think that he's
But
gonna help us.
after this contract, if he wants to stay here, I want him to make less money because I'm gonna want that money to go to Lane Hudson. I'm gonna want that
Yeah,
money to go
for
to
sure.
Ivan
And this is
Demidov.
what
I'm gonna want that to go to.
but this is what you tell him, or this is what you tell his agents. You go, look, they do more. They, like, yes, you're very valuable. Yes, you produce offense. Yes, you're very talented, but this is the NHL.
But did you also see that now? Like they're covering him on the power play. If they make him useless on the power play, he can't do anything.
Yeah, and you would think that
When
it opens up the opportunity for the players, but
it's just
it's not.
sometimes the players focus
Which we
too
all knew
much on
teams were going
passing
to
to him.
adapt. Like we, yes, it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Which you would think that, adjust the game plan or adapt, but if it works, it's hard to break. It's hard to break from that when it works. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
There's going to be another way to find to go around it.
and
There will be.
Caulfield's gonna get those goals again. Like
He
when
will. He
Laine
will.
wasn't around, Caulfield was getting the power play goals. He got a power play goal the other night. It was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. It was nice. It was. Yeah. It was very good, especially
So
versus LA.
yeah, it was a nice goal to get. He needed that. It had been his first power play goal since I think November.
Yeah.
But Caulfield has adapted to score 5-on-5. He was leading the league in 5-on-5 goals at one
He
point.
was, and he did, and that's what I was happy about. That's why I was so happy this season with him. I was like, yes, he's actually doing the thing that we wanted him to do.
He is the player. He is becoming the player you want him to be. A 40 goal
Yes.
scorer. He's gonna
Yes.
hit 50. He might win one Rocket Richard. I saw
Maybe.
someone do a YouTube video today of predicting the next like 5 award winners for a bunch of stuff. He had a bold one of putting Cole Caulfield for the Rocket Richard.
What
With
year?
his bold choice. He didn't want to, well, it's bold enough because you think like, oh, okay, you're gonna think of like the Austin Matthews, David Pasternak's, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I
They're
get
more
yeah.
likely to win, but like Caulfield is up there. He's a top like 5, 6 goal scorer in the NHL, I would say.
You throw his name in nomination. In the next,
He's gonna come close a couple times, I think.
yeah.
He might never win, but he might come third, fourth, maybe second. Maybe he
I mean,
wins.
that's you know what I mean. But he's still, if that's the case, then he's still like the second highest league goal scorer if he comes second or third, or like he's
And he
still
he
up there
he kept pace for about the first month of the season with those.
easily,
But
easily.
no
He
one
did
keeps pace with Drysdale now. No one is. Drysdale's just on
blown
a
out of the water.
level this year.
Yeah. Is it
But
a contract year for
had a
him?
year like that too.
Is it a contract year for him, or did he sign?
Who?
Drysdale.
Drysdale he signed
He signed. They
big
booked
money
it.
there.
Yeah, yeah, big
Huge
money. I
money.
figured. Yeah, yeah,
Huge money.
yeah,
Then the next year they're gonna have to sign McDavid. Probably this summer they'll do it.
yeah. Because he's eligible for extension this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get that done.
They'll get it done as soon as the summer is over.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
done deal.
this is Draisaitl's last year of his current contract.
Yeah,
It kicks in next year.
yeah.
Next year we're gonna be if Slavkovsky doesn't improve, we're gonna be very worried too because his kicks in. But I can see why the Habs just they really pushed it quick though, because he had like one really great season or great half season, putting up 70 points
Look,
average.
he's still what? This is what his third year in the NHL.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
second and a half. His first year, it's almost like there's a way of looking
Normally,
at it, like it almost doesn't count the first half year
true.
in
But
some way.
normally, when you look at players, they really start to propel in the fourth year.
Well, a lot of
Fourth
people
or
start to
fifth
break out in
year,
their third year, but he doesn't. This I don't even want to count it as his third year.
that's why.
I can't. We can almost count this. A lot of people are counting this as his sophomore slump, and you know what? I'm okay with that.
I'll take it. Slavkovsky.
He does what he is what he is, and right now, but he's gonna get better.
So yeah, his first season in the NHL was 39 games.
Do you want to count that, or do you just
No,
you? It's barely a season.
it's not even half a season.
Yeah, exactly. It's not,
It's
but
not even half a
he
season.
still is putting up 29 points in 51
Exactly.
games.
Exactly.
It's not horrible,
No,
but
I'm not
you
worried.
expect more from him
Yeah, but
because
it's
we
I
saw more
like
from him last year.
I'm I'll put it this way. I'm expecting more from him. I'm not like disappointed in what his production is. I'm expecting more for him in the future, which it's part of the plan. That's the whole point of a rebuild, to
Yeah.
build,
And then on the positive
which we
note, you
have
have
players coming into our system and being better.
two guys kind of sort of broke out this year is Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield. But
Lane Hexon, I thought would need a year to develop, but I was way wrong. He is ready now. He is on the lineup. You
I
put him in ink.
I knew that he can never develop in the AHL. His type of player is you cannot develop that in the AHL. It's
No,
he's got such a great
yeah,
brain. He needs to play with the right
he
players.
does.
Because you see the passes like he made to like guys like Dvorak or Anderson who can't bury them. But he got the brain
Hockey
way
IQ.
ahead of everyone else.
I love
It's a
it.
guy
Yeah.
you can't really send to the AHL. And it's making me wonder, what if we had ever sent Suzuki to the AHL? How would that have gone?
Did
Because
he?
he's got a brain that's
Well,
like
I know
way
who
above
was Vegas's AHL team the first year. Was it?
Henderson.
Yeah, but like that wasn't their first year, was it? I don't
It's,
remember them existing in 2017. Did they?
no, he played Chicago Wolves.
That's who it was. Yeah. Because I
Yeah,
don't
right.
think Nick Suzuki ever played for them. Did they? Did he? I don't think he
Played
did.
one playoff game.
One playoff game. Okay, so
That
no.
doesn't count, does it?
It's one game.
It's
Actually, they
like
don't even declare it.
it's
They
like
don't even
Carey
declare
Price
it. Oh, the
time.
one playoff game. It was one playoff game. I wonder how many minutes that
It's a
was.
way less sample of what Carey Price did in the AHL. Remember his
Seriously.
Calder year,
Yes.
Calder Cup year, and that was his only time he ever spent in the AHL, except for that one game that we sent him for
With
rehab.
Gallagher.
Him and Gallagher, they played that one game.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun.
Oh, but what
Well, I
had
want to see
happened?
Nick Suzuki, Chicago Wolves.
One game,
Like, I want to see how many minutes he played, if that's possible.
probably not a lot.
AHL.com. Here we go.
Oh, let's see.
He played. Oh, do they have minutes?
No, I don't think they would have that.
I would have to go to the actual game, which is going to be a lot of research.
Yeah, that's a
But
lot.
so I have the team they played, and I have the date. It was Rockford in Chicago. It was April 26th, 2018.
April
April
26th,
2018.
2018,
2018.
Rockford versus
Rockford versus
Chicago.
Chicago. Box score. And here we go. Where is he?
You found the box score?
Yes, I did. I don't see him though.
Looks like it was game three.
Wow, some of these names. I don't see him though, unfortunately.
Anyways,
Yeah, I was getting ahead of myself there. I just wanted to know how many minutes he played for Chicago. That's all.
no, he didn't play that much though. Like
No.
it's one game. He probably played third or fourth line. They just wanted to see quickly. Do you remember the Habs did that with Joshua Roy in Laval
What
when he was a
year?
junior? He played one
Yes.
playoff game.
Yes, I do.
It
Yes,
was
yes, yes.
it's something similar like that.
I remember because I remember like they made a whole posting about it. Like, yeah, he was playing the one. Yeah, 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 I remember that.
And they were only going to play him that one game,
Yeah,
but it was something like that.
yeah,
But yeah, no, Nick Suzuki, his brain was too much for the AHL. And I think playing with lesser players is not great for him either.
yeah, yeah. It shows where he is as a player. The fact that they made him like a top line center, like immediately.
Well, he wasn't immediately. He started. Did you know he started on the fourth line with Torrey Mitchell? But Torrey Mitchell had 5 assists in the first like 7 games of the season on a
I
fourth
know it was a,
line.
so I know that it was a
Torrey
quick
Mitchell
move because like the only
wasn't Torrey
num
Mitchell. It
who was the who was the number one seed before Suzuki? Because it
Dano.
wasn't was it Pacioretty? It was
No, Dano.
Dano. It was
And
Philip
before
Dano.
that
It
it
was Philip
was
Dano.
Galchenyuk.
Yeah,
Galchenyuk had a brief stint,
yeah,
and before that it was Desharnais.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the guy that I'm thinking about, but it's not who it's definitely not Torrey Mitchell. But why does the guy remind me of Torrey Mitchell? Oh, Nate Thompson. It was Nate Thompson. You know, like one of those
I
like
remember him.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Nate Thompson started the year with like 5 assists in the first 9 games of the season.
yeah,
He was playing with Nick Suzuki. Eventually, Nick Suzuki got
yeah,
put higher and higher before
yeah.
he was the second line center by the end of his rookie season by sophomore slump. He just kept on
No,
improving. Became the
yeah,
second. Years, he actually hit a wall, I think, towards the end of his first season, though, right before
yeah.
the COVID shutdown. He hadn't had points for like 10 games. It was very interesting, but like something I remember and something I'll always remember. I was there the night that Nick Suzuki and Victor Mete scored their first NHL goals in the
That's
same game.
right.
Crazy to realize that when Nick Suzuki had was like a rookie and Victor Mete had played like 2 full years in the
Yeah, I was
NHL.
like, wasn't it like 126 games or something like that?
Yeah, it was pretty long.
It was pretty long.
Commissar
Yeah,
played similar amount of games.
yeah,
The Commissar was a defensive defenseman, and that's what's funny about this is that Victor Mete was very offensive.
yeah.
Like his main style
I
was
was
puck
always,
moving defense.
I was always a fan of shutdown defensemen. It's probably because I played that when I played ball hockey. I was like, okay, I suck at being forward. I suck at scoring goals. What am I good at? Taking the puck away or the
You're
ball.
talking about Commissar or Mete? You play more of a
Commissary.
Commissar?
Yeah, my play style would be more like shut down or like take the puck
Well,
away
I
from
got
the
to play
ball.
shutdown role most of the time too when I play ball hockey.
Yeah. But then
Except
like, like I was 13 years
except
old and I
this
was
week
playing like with
I
my
saw
dad
a
and adult
chance. I'm like I don't have to use my speed. This team only has 5 players. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go up and just score.
and
I
cherry
went up,
pick.
scored almost right away.
There you go. Yeah. No, my dad didn't like the fact that I wanted to stay on D when we played adult league. So he was like, no, you're going to be a wing and you're going to like it. On the power play, you can take the point. That's the best I got.
Yeah. So okay. So
Yeah.
Nick Suzuki, he had actually the last game before the shutdown, he got an assist. But before that, he had no points in one, one, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8 straight games. He had hit a complete wall. But before that, he was also on an 8 game point streak. So he was it was up and down, and that's a rookie thing. So he went through a rookie slump towards the end of the season, and it just got interrupted by the COVID shutdown, and he never had like a real big slump like that again, ever.
Was he in the Pittsburgh Montreal play-in game? Did he play in
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
He did play in
He
that,
led the
right?
team in scoring.
He did. That's why I figured. I was like, okay, but like then he
Well,
bounced
he led the
back and
team in
like
scoring.
literally.
It's because he was the best player. He led the team in scoring because he basically took over against Philadelphia. He kind of gained the first line role while playing that
While
series.
playing the play-in series, yeah.
Yeah, he
And then
became
yeah.
first line center then.
The fact that we went to sixth in Philly, that was crazy.
Well, a lot of it is because of him
Yeah. Yeah.
and Price, of course.
Yeah.
But that series is the only reason why the Habs even got Tyler Toffoli. Remember that?
Basically.
Tyler Toffoli would take breaks. He was
Which I don't blame the Habs at all. Like if you have a chance to win, you fucking take it.
Yeah. Tyler,
And
Tyler
like
Toffoli is like
what did it cost us in the end? It didn't cost us anything.
to get Toffoli?
Not
Nothing.
really. Nothing.
We
Exactly.
signed him for a
Signed it as
very
free agent.
friendly 4-year deal,
Like
played two
literally.
seasons, and we were able then to get a first round pick out of it. We gained a lot.
Yep.
But the
Yeah, we
first
did.
round pick didn't become much, but guess what we did get also? Emil Heineman.
Yep.
The first round
And
pick being Philip Machar and Emil Heineman, the prospect, yes. Yes,
that
that's the
was
thing.
very good. Yeah.
That's what you want.
And when he comes back too, that'll be another game
Yeah,
changer.
he'll be back. I think right after the break, he should be ready.
Perfect.
They said about 4 weeks, so
Yeah. Hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he recovers from the injury. Okay.
they'll put him back with his line mates
Yeah.
until they get traded.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now the Habs might think about trading them if they can, but I don't think they're going to trade for picks anymore. They don't want picks. They'll want more of like
Unless it's tempting.
a Justin Barron return.
Yeah.
Well, you could trade Justin Barron for like Harry, but I'm talking even like just the Lehkonen for
Yeah.
Justin Barron kind of thing. Something like that. But that's why I mentioned Dawson Mercer. He's good, but the Devils don't need him.
It's
And they
gonna be tough.
could
It's gonna be
use
tough
some
to take him away
center
though.
depth.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to take him away, but if you put it the right way, like I mean, like look, if they're getting
Maybe you add a
a player,
pick.
if they're getting a play, well, I don't know. Is New Jersey looking for a pick? Because to me, they want like players. No,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
but
a pick is a pick.
but
If they're
yeah,
offering
but
them,
I'm saying that because look, they're getting players. They're getting Evans and Armia as a package.
yeah,
But we also got to take some money back to help them. So maybe Dawson Mercer's $4 million actually fits extremely well. Fits great. Honestly, it
it
fits
does.
great.
It sounds right. It does.
It fits. And I think Dawson Mercer can fit on our third line going forward. But maybe and if we get Dawson Mercer, it might mean finding a way to trade one of Doc or Newhook in the offseason
Yeah,
just to make the pieces fit.
yeah,
But I do like Newhook on a third line. I like the idea of it.
me too.
I've been watching him play, and
Yeah,
he's skating well. He didn't put up a lot of points at the beginning. He wasn't getting any assists, but the way he's playing is
the way
really
he's
good.
playing on the third line is yeah,
Or
it's very
second line.
nice.
Well, he's on the second line,
Second line
but
right
when
now.
you push him down to the third line, that's gonna be perfect. What he's doing.
Yeah,
What he's doing is
yeah,
perfect for a third line. Unfortunately, he
yeah,
has to play on the second line this year, and we always knew he was just sitting in that chair waiting for Demidov, and even he knows that.
yeah,
Even he is aware of what's going on.
yeah.
There's probably people that tell him on a weekly basis that you're just Demidov's.
Do you think he's taking like classes in Russian? Like,
No
listen,
way. No,
you learned English. I'm learning Russian.
no, imagine. No, there might be some players that would.
Yeah,
I think Slav would be the type
me
of
too.
guy to do something like that.
He would. He would.
Just to say, just to shock the hell out of Demidov.
Yeah,
But you know who Demidov's best friend's gonna be? I think Lane Hudson. I think they're gonna become best friends.
me too. I can see it. Both young
I can
guys,
see
both trying to
that
get
like
in.
the they'll end up rooming together probably next season because they put
Well, they can go one of two ways. They can either give him like with another youngster, or they can give him with the vets. They can
now
go one of two
now they
ways.
tend to have like on road trips the youngsters in rooms
Youngsters
together.
travel together. Yeah, I see that too.
Like what was it? Baron and Slavkovsky were roommates, and
Yeah,
Guli and Arbor were
yeah,
roommates last year. You saw that on the documentary.
yeah. I did. I saw
There'll
that.
be a new documentary, probably coming out this summer. Hopefully, we don't have to wait till like September to watch it though,
Yeah, they might tease. Well, they like to do that. They might tease it before the regular season.
for sure. Well,
Yeah,
that's why they like to do that in September.
that's why. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting time next season. I can't wait for next season.
I know.
Honestly, it's
Yeah.
next season I'm excited about. I always knew that this season was just a stepping
Well,
stone,
yes, but this season is also like, I mean, like, look, we've been winning for 2 months, like, right? And that's just 2 months. You know what I mean? Imagine how much more it can be, like, if it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, well, we were a bottom five team, and then all of a sudden now there's like no chance of even finishing bottom five anymore.
Don't say that just yet.
Well, yeah, you never know, but like I look
It's we're
and
taking
the
the right
four
steps.
teams,
We're
the
better than
bottom
bottom
four
five,
teams are all Western Conference teams,
basically.
and I feel like Buffalo can't even catch the Habs at this point, who have the
Yeah,
fifth worst record.
yeah.
So,
No, I
but
definitely feel like we're not bottom five
man, do I
anymore, which
want
is
to
thank
get into
goodness.
the top five for Michael Misa.
Oh,
It's all I
tough
want
ask.
in the draft. To be honest,
I
you
mean,
cannot
you have
sell
to
me
pick
on
one or
it.
the other. If you want to be bottom five, then fine. But
But
I don't want to be bottom five.
you don't even have a chance. The guy has. You want me to read his stat right now?
Sure.
With the Saginaw Spirit, he's got 45 games played, 42 goals, 50 assists,
Jesus.
92 points.
Jeez. Yeah.
And then the guy that a lot of people are looking at is Carter Bear.
I've heard
I
of
don't know
him.
if you've heard about him,
I've heard of his name. Yeah, I've heard of that
but
before.
like the stats will never, there's no, like his stats are good, but they're not like, oh my God,
Right.
insane. He's from West St. Paul, Manitoba. I
There
thought
you
that was
go.
Minnesota for a second. Like he's got
Well, St. Paul, yeah.
44 games played, 36 goals, 75 points. In the WHL, which is a bit of a lesser league in the OHL, I've heard people say that they would rather have Carter Bear than Michael Misa. I do not understand. I will
Nah.
never understand that. One of the most pure skilled guys is Michael Misa. I would have loved to see him in the World Juniors. He got screwed over, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Michael Misa, like I've watched, I think I watched maybe two games this year of his,
Hmm.
and like it's just insane. He's insane.
Yeah.
But he was also granted exceptional status. He was one of those kids, you know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
So it's not that shocking. But
Right.
unlike Shane Wright, he's tearing it up in the OHL,
Yeah.
like completely tearing it up. But no, Carter Bear, if he's in our range at 10 and he's still on the board, you got to take that.
Yeah.
And then Caleb Denoyer is the guy from Quebec. It's like in my view, I want one of those three. And then
Right.
on defense, I want Radim Murka,
Ooh. Yeah,
who
I'm looking it up right now. Yeah.
and yeah, Caleb Denoyer is good, but he's not like he would be my third choice out of those three that I mentioned. Carter
Yeah.
Bear would go second out of Misa, Bear, and Denoyer. I think also, but he's also playing in the queue and only has 65 points. It's great. He's gonna go top 10, but you gotta beware. Like, how do you not draft Carter Bear before him? Like, but on rankings, they're saying that Denoyer will be maybe I'm not like a perfect scout, so
Yeah.
maybe it's some of the intangibles, but I just don't see the game the same way. Like Carter Bear, the highlights I've seen, all he does is work his ass off and just dominate physically on guys, despite only being 6 foot. He can hit guys that are pretty big, bigger than him.
Yeah.
He no, it wasn't Porter Martone. I think oh yeah, he hit Roger McQueen earlier in the season. But Roger McQueen, where's he at now in this
He's
world of
seventh on
state?
this draft board.
What
He'll be
draft board
going
are you
seventh
looking
on
at?
this. The where is it?
Yeah, so he's
I'm
still
looking
only
at
played games.
where
My
is it?
God, that's not good.
There's no name under this, which is
Who,
weird.
who are you looking for?
No, I'm just trying to find like the prospect ranking, the person who made it.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the current
Let me see the
thing on,
prospects.
and then there's Porter Martone's been good, but he's fallen off a bit, and you could see the difference between him and
Yeah,
Michael now. It's not even close. It used to be very close before the World Juniors. I think the World Juniors has messed
yeah,
up his game a bit because he has not been the same player since
yeah. He has a
he went to the World Juniors, and he has not been the dominating force. But Habs don't need a. I don't think they need Porter Martone. It's not the guy I would look at. But yeah, Roger McQueen. He's only played 8 games, got 8 goals. It's pretty good, but it's a very, very small sample
yeah,
size. But do you see how far Carter Bear is? 12th.
yeah.
Like that's a joke. That's a joke. You take him.
You do.
Like
If
Carter
he
Bear, you
fall
gotta
if
take
he
that.
falls in your lap, you do.
You gotta take that. I mean, I'd take him because he has a good mix of skill and thought. Well, he's not big, but like
Yeah,
physicality. And I think that's what you got to look at now with him.
yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
that's
center. I mean, there it's
what are you
yeah.
looking for now?
I'm
But and
just looking to
then
see
with
by
the other
position.
pick, hopefully we can grab one of Radim Murka or Logan Hensler, our
Yeah.
right-handed D.
So top 10, excuse me. Winger, defense, center. Yeah, I'm looking at four or five centers that are going to go top 10.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of centers, but there's a clear top five, I would say, in this
Yeah,
draft right now.
yeah,
Porter Martone is probably going fifth, if
yeah,
you ask me.
yeah. I don't see him going lower than that. I mean,
Yeah, no,
Schaefer
he
looks
won't
unreal as
go any
always.
lower, but
No,
he might fall a little bit. I know
might.
Anton Frontel is moving up the ranks pretty quick.
I've known it like this more recent than not. Like maybe the past 2 3 years, there's been a few jumps of like 4 or 5 positions of where we thought these guys were going. I don't think that it existed. I
This won't
didn't think
be
it was as
won't say at all.
pronounced.
And a guy like Carter Bear could move up the rankings pretty high,
Yeah, because we've
honestly.
seen those jumps before where like there was like the player was like scout or not scouted, but the player was ranked and then like he jumps up like 4 spots and you're like, wow, four
Yeah,
spots.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then some fall.
And then
And
some
then and
fall.
sometimes you have a generation or not generational, but a superstar talent fall to your lap at 5. And
Or
sometimes you
second.
take
Or
it,
the
and
second round.
sometimes you don't take it
Yeah.
because you must know something. Because you had
Yeah.
a chance at two of them, and one all you did was talk good about, and one you didn't, you basically skipped over him like
Yeah.
nothing. But you knew on draft night the Habs were never going to take Michkov, and you knew on draft night Demidov is there. They're running away
100%
with him.
grabbing him. Yeah.
So they were never afraid of taking Russians. That's what that proved.
No, I don't think they were.
There was something about Michkov they didn't like.
Yeah, I mean they didn't well.
Plus, do
At the same time,
you think?
Mitchkov came into a year early, but look at where he's coming into. Look at what he's coming into, right? He's coming into a not ready Philly team.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
Demidov, like we're literally you could say that we're still building and yeah, you're gonna be part of this. Like
And
I
you're a
we're not
step ahead
looking
of
at
where
him.
Philly is when they
You're a
got
step
Michkov.
ahead. You're
Right
exactly you're a
now,
step ahead.
because right now we're exactly where Philly is,
Yeah,
but it's with that step ahead. Last year, Philly overachieved with Torts,
they did. They did.
and
Which
that
they
was a
do.
huge
Which
difference.
teams who normally coach with towards normally do.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should end it
Anyways,
here.
yeah, we
Yeah.
should end this here, guys. Thanks for listening to the Canadians Cafe podcast. Uh, have a good couple of weeks. We'll be back after the Four Nations Cup. Go Canada!
Let's do it.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.